So the reason this is important is some people don't know like the balancing path for CVs. So patch 8.0, CVs are made live. You could extend that out, I guess. But their problem with this is literally not balance tested. And I mean, when I say this, they were literally not balance tested. Wargaming, too low population. So Wargaming put the carriers on test server to see if the game would crash or if there were bugs. They fixed bugs and then they kicked it to live without any balance testing at all. So literally AA didn't kill planes, like at all. So because of this, you know, if Gaishu had 50 planes to start with, he could feasibly, theoretically, he could play the entire match and lose none. That's not really what happened, but you could theoretically play the game and maybe lose none. Which was silly because of the way that AA was distributed. If you had 12 planes, for instance, the Hakuryu had 12 planes at a 4 torp drop. When you take AA damage, that AA damage is split 12 ways, and it's sprinkled out across all 12 of them. So you take a drop, but then you've got a torpedo heal. So it sprinkles out, 2,000 damage a plane. That's 24,000 damage. Okay, 4 of them drop. The other ones are kind of yellowish, whatever. You've taken 15k. Okay, well, you pop the heal. They all go back to green again. You make your second drop. So, bam, you just nailed somebody for 26,000 damage. You spin right back around. Bam, you hit him for another 26,000 damage. You spin around. Maybe you lose 1 plane. You drop. You hit him for another 20 or 18. Well, that's your first torpedo bomber squadron. What's the next thing gonna do? So, there was no resource limiting. There was no resource limiting, but the class is designed to have resource limits. So patch 8.5 came in. They changed the way that AA interacted with planes. That guaranteed plane death. Patch 8.7 came in. They changed the way the priority sector works. So AA damage went down because now the plane death was guaranteed. It just like, oh man, it went nuts. So, okay. Then you have... but you added this instantaneous damage, so you took damage away, but you added it in with this other thing. The way that CVs are now, when you load it in a tier 10 game, you're basically loading in with 150,000 damage worth of planes. And why do I say this? Because if we go to the little WoW's numbers thing, and we look at a worship. If we look at, we'll look at the Richthofen. So tier 10, it's probably going to skew high, but the average server damage for this is going to be about 88,000. If you go to the top 5%, it skews up to 150. That's what it is. 150, that's the average. If you have a good game, it might go higher. If you have a bad game, it might be lower, but this is going to be the average of what somebody who's extremely experienced is going to be able to do. And it's a pretty hard limit. Because you lose resources. You just don't get to like go around dunking everything. You just don't do it. So it was a different time. But people still see this monster ass game and it's like, oh, CVs are broken. Yeah, but you gotta put it in context.